You're listening to Siris Says podcast. Join us as we transcend cultural barriers and elevate diverse voices. Here, we inspire, inform, and empower one story at a time. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Siris Says. If you're a returning listener, great. And if you're new, well, welcome. Today, I have a very special guest because she's actually my mom. She's a holistic and spiritual hair and skin entrepreneur. I'd like to welcome Jennifer Hermanson. Hi.
Hi everyone.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great that I have the opportunity to share about hair and skin with spiritual and holistic approach.
Oh, I love that. When did you get started in being interested in the holistic and spirituality?
In my early 20s, I was diagnosed with an immune compromised disease. I was diagnosed with arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, so all my joints. I had a severe inflammation and I was taking prescription medications until the point that I couldn't even stand up. I couldn't even get up from my bed. I couldn't go to study, I couldn't go to work, and I was taking anti-inflammatories, and then I used to go every week to get cortisol and steroid shots to sedate the pain and the inflammations. So I was feeling miserable, and all the medications, instead of helping me to feel better, I was feeling every day worse. I couldn't even stand up from my bed, get up, go and drive, to do just daily normal things. So one Sunday morning, back then I was studying acupuncture, and one of my classmates, he told me, "Oh, Jen, I'm going for a workshop this Sunday morning at 8 a.m. We go to the tent and we get the tickets and we spend the whole day. They're going to talk about holistic medicine, herbs, herbology, and energy work like Reiki, acupuncture, going vegan, and liver cleanse, and all very advanced back at the time, and everything that has to do with holistic medicine." So I said, wow, this is what I've been looking for. Because prior to that big event in my life that really turned things around and changed my life, I went to see my doctor, my specialist, and I tell him, doctor, I don't like these medications. I'm not taking this anymore. It's just, instead of helping me to feel better, it's just make me feel very, very depleted and tired all the time. I cannot concentrate. My mind is foggy. And so I said, doctor, I'm not taking this anymore. And the doctor says, you are the worst patient that I ever met. So he was very upset and he screamed at me in front of everybody in the hospital. And then he made me sign a lot of waivers that he's like, I'm washing my hands. I have nothing to do with you. So I did. I said, okay, medications don't like me. I will never take this again. Because it was messing with my stomach and everything. So I went to that Sunday. We went to the seminar. We spent the whole day. I met a lot of doctors that came from Europe, from Switzerland, from France, from Germany, and doctors from Asia, like doctors from Japan, South Korea. So I was fascinated. I said, wow, this is what I've been looking for. So I was introduced to become a vegan back then. So I spent the whole day, like I did psychophysical gymnastics, yoga. So I went back home that day. At the end of the day, I went, and the first thing I did was I went to the kitchen. I opened all my kitchen cabinets, my freezer, and then I took everything out. We're talking about over more than 30 years ago, when nobody even knew much about going vegan. Everybody was eating McDonald's, Wendy's.
Like fast food, yeah. It was a trend back then, but also fast food was made what we call now organic. But now then it shifted to GMO, so it's even worse now. So you found that, and that's what got you into holistic medicine. And you got into acupuncture
because I was so desperate to just stop to relying in traditional medicine and so many medications, so many chemicals, and it was so invasive. Because once I started taking all these medications,
it wasn't
it
helping
was
you.
not helping me. I couldn't even think. My mind was very like lethargic. I didn't have no energy. And I said, there's something wrong with this. Like,
Yeah, it's not a way of living, essentially. And so once you started changing your diet, you removed the medicine, which, by the way, we do not suggest you do this. This is not not a professional advice to people. This is just her personal journey and what helped her. But if you're interested in it, obviously nowadays there's tons of resources on it, which is really great. What were the very first changes you noticed in your body?
The first thing that I noticed, and I started like going back to be who I was retaining a lot of liquid, and then I gained like 20 pounds. And my face was all swelled up, and my hands, my legs, I had difficulty walking to do just normal things during the day. And that's the first thing that I noticed, that I started to getting my body back again, because I was never overweight before.
So simple like task, and also the inflammation went down.
So the first year, what I did was I started eating a lot of like rice and beans, and I learned how to sprout the beans, because if you don't sprout the beans, and then you are taking all these carbon monoxides
That's true, yeah.
from the beans, so you have to let them to release this carbon monoxide. And then I learned how to cook them properly, so I'm not eating the lectins, which is like the toxins from protein that all the beans they have. Because just think about it, the coping mechanism of defense, so they have these toxic proteins, the lectins. So if you don't know how to prepare them properly and cook them properly, and then you get stomachache, you get, bloated, gases, and you name it. So all that discomfort. So I learned all that. That was the first year of doing detox in my physical body, and the next year I started juicing, eating raw food. I learned that plants provide you a lot of oxygen and help you to revitalize, give you a lot of energy to your cells in your body. And that helped me to focus, to concentrate, how to connect my heart with my soul, and just to have a very clear mind, because my mind was all shattered because I couldn't think properly.
Yeah. I mean, they talk about this when you take medications, even for depression, or you take medication for very severe cases like chronic pain. These medications do tend to give you fogginess, you can't think. It's also your energy levels go lower. That's something, side effects that people experience. So it makes sense that you went through all of that. So you have more energy now. Nowadays, do you feel more confident about your experience? And is this ultimately the way you want to continue the rest of your life?
Yeah, so once I became vegan, is no way back. I never went back. I never ate any more red meats. Not only for health reasons, it's from the physiology standpoint. I do it because for spiritual reasons too. For example, like in yoga, niyamas is what we should not do to be more steady, stable, and reach the state of peace. So number one is do no harm. So I practice do no harm any living things on earth with my thoughts, words, and feelings. So that is what I lead my life to.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love that. I mean, that approach is great. It's a good mindset. And you moved to the United States, and this is when you started doing hair care.
Yeah, so I moved up here. I went to the dental tech school first. I
Yeah, you
became a
did.
dental tech and I work in that industry. I did it for 2 years, but I decided not to continue because the dentistry, what I perceive working in the dental industry, is that it's very subjective, and it's unfortunate to say, but it's very corrupt. And then I would say the 98.9% of the dentistry in what I experience is that very obsolete, was not very equipped, or with the leading edge technologies. So like, for example, like x-rays are over 134 years old. You cannot give an accurate reading about what is going on with your teeth. It's very invasive, like they keep drilling. All that is just very behind and it's completely obsolete. So in this era, we need to treat any discomfort or pain with sound and with our feelings. Is creating how the cells behave.
So now circling back to after dentistry, you found out very quickly this is not what I want to do. Then you went into hair care. So what got you interested into hair care?
Because I felt very satisfied and I said, okay, I help people to empower them, inspire them to advocate for their own health instead of relying to other professionals or giving away their power to do self-care. I decided to go with the hair and skin because everything is connected. So for example, the way how I see the hair is I see the human physical body as a tree. So for example, our feet are the roots of the tree, our legs are the branches, and our spine is the trunk of the tree, and our arms are the branches, and our fingers are the leaves.
Yeah.
And our face, if you make an analogy, what would be the face of a person?
The flower.
From the tree, the flowers.
Yes.
And the hair is like the fruits of the tree, if we make an analogy.
Okay, the hair is a fruit.
So every time, for example, a new customer comes and says, my hair is falling out and I'm losing chunk of hair, and I'm only in my mid-20s or early 30s, and says, why is that? Like, I use best organic products for my hair care, I eat clean, but why is that? And then I tell them, the only thing that it can be happening right now in your physical body is one of the two elements, that it can be for toxicity or it can be for deficiency. So that's why you are losing so much hair. It's just an example. So every time when we have any issues with our skin or with our hair, it's just our physical body giving us a feedback, is mirroring us back that something is not in harmony in our physical body. It's talking to us, because our physical body will never exaggerate. It always will reveal us what is going on. So we need to listen at that moment. Just take a moment and listen. Hey, why I have these symptoms? Why I'm losing my hair? Why I have these bald spots? Or I have this receding hairline? So all this is just a feedback. So we need to just quiet our mind and listen. Hey, I need to do something that is no longer serving me. I have to let it go. I have to change. What I've been learning throughout my life is that the most valuable practice that we need to be aware and we need to practice, number one, is stop any self-abuse. And that means with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our words, with our actions, with our behavior. So anything what is not bringing you good feelings and is disturbing your peace, you just have to let it go.
You talk about letting go, and that's so powerful. Do you have any recommendations, or where can they start, essentially?
If you incorporate more vegetables, fruit, that will help you to consume more trace minerals that are the building blocks of the body parts in your physical body.
It would really help
and help to recharge the mitochondrial functions from your cells, so you will have more energy, and then will help to cleanse. You get more bioflavonoids, vitamin C, and spend more time in the nature, because that's a big element. About 98% of Americans spend their daily lives indoors.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to the nature of working indoors. It's hardly anybody who works outdoors. So it's really hard to get sun, vitamin D, which is in sun. So yeah, I love that. Alrighty, we're gonna go to a short break and we'll be right back.
Today's episode is sponsored by RenovateMagicHub.com, your guide to transforming your home. Whether you're updating a room or planning a full makeover, Renovate Magic Hub provides tailored product suggestions to suit your style and budget. Visit RenovateMagicHub.com for inspiring and practical tips to create a space you'll love.
Welcome back to the episode. So as we were talking, essentially what got you interested in hair care and skincare was because you had already had previous experience with acupuncture, which was external physiological helping people. And now you saw sort of the need to help people at a deeper level, which is by seeing their hair, you could see signs of, hey, this is kind of an early stage to have some kind of deficiency. So in a way, you're fulfilling that sense of like helping people, because you're not just caring for their hair, but you're also letting them know if you see things that are wrong in their scalp or their skin, then you do warn them and let them know, hey, you should check this out before it's too late. Because those are just early symptoms. If they don't pay attention to it early on, it could become something a lot more dangerous, so to speak, right? So you like that part of being able to help other people. And what's special about your care is that you do use organic products, and how that really sets you different to a lot of other hair salons.
What I do is farm to chair. All the products that I use are certified organic and are free of PPGs, EDTA, and resourcing or ammonia. One customer comes to me the first time, I can sense, just looking at the hair of the person, I can see what is lacking, what is affecting her or affecting him. So I can see all that, and then I ask some questions, and I said, you are getting enough sleep. Most of all the people that comes to have a holistic consultation, most of them, I would say up to 80%, they are not sleeping well, they are not sleeping enough. They sleep approximately 5 to 6 hours, and is very disrupted and is not good quality of sleep. And then they are not eating well either, because they are in this lifestyle rushing, so they don't get to prepare their meals. They are using products with synthetic perfumes and artificial fillers and alcohol, and with PPGs, EDTA, so all these toxic preservatives and colorants and all that, that is going to be the hot mess to unhealthy hair, and is going to lead to lose a lot of hair. And so that really, once you apply these products with all these toxic chemicals, it just penetrates the cuticle of your hair and burn the stem cells of your hair follicles. So it's very common when kids, they start like middle school in the US. This is what I've been seeing throughout the years, that they start dyeing their hair.
Now it looks like more younger and younger people are dyeing their hair. And it's because it's fashionable, it's kind of the trend. But is it even recommended? Is that good for them?
It can be good if they use certified organic colored hair dye, but these colors that they have available in the drugstores, on any chain market or whatever, even that some of the products says ammonia free, but they are replacing ammonia with ammonia derivatives, which is not equal, but it's the same. So it's is highly toxic, and then so you are not going to notice overnight on 2-3 days, but over time to time, there is hundreds and thousands of research and studies and investigations that have been done, that artificial hair colors, the genetic colors that cause cancer, is because, for example, like these ingredients, resorcinol, is no way out. Once you apply in your skin or in your scalp in 13 seconds, they just penetrate your skin, because skin is permeable, and then once goes on the inside, it just contaminates and intoxicates all our body, and then there's no way out. Resorcinol stays, even reaches the bone marrow. It goes to everywhere, goes to all the
What is resorcinol? Is that on everything?
Resorcinol is on the genetic hair dyes.
Oh, the genetic hair dyes.
It's an ingredient.
So your products, where are they from?
They comes from Bologna, Italy, and where I went to take the course about the holistic color and skin. So they are certified organic, and they are free of all these harsh chemicals that can potentially cause systemic inflammation diseases, cancer. And then it's very gentle to your scalp, with your hair. So I highly recommend that. Yeah, so you got certification in this, and you oftentimes actually get people that had combated cancer, and also people that are undergoing cancer treatments and things like that. And have you been able to help them with their hair care through that process? Yeah, so I have very high numbers of clients that they are already, walking through this stage 4 cancer, like stage 1, 2, 3, and they are doing chemos, radiation. So they come to me because they are losing hair, and they would like to find a way how they can still dye their hair, but without the harsh chemicals.
You typically get that type of client. That's great. Yes. All right, switching a little bit gears, I love everything you have to share about the hair care, what you tend to see out there, and what you can offer to customers, what's unique about you. And so your salon name is Bioorganica Salon. And where do you get inspired for that name, Bioorganica Salon?
So Bioorganica Salon came from early 2000. Because I'm vegan, and I love like everything that has to do with the mother nature. And then bio comes from the word biology. Yes, so what is alive? And organica is organically like something that comes from the natural elements. So that is from where the name is coming from. Inspires me.
So where are you located?
So I'm located in SCV, Santa Clarita Valley, and here in California, in the heart center, because I'm with Bukit Canyon Road. You can go on my website, you can take a look, you can read. So it's one-stop shop because I do holistic and spiritual hair and skincare. So it's not like a generic salons where you go and then they just color your hair and wash and blow dry. I don't do that. I start with sound bath, vibroacoustic therapy. So we meditate, and after that we make an intention for that service. I share this with other hair artists or estheticians like me. I said that we are practical psychologists because people comes and then they get to know you and they start trusting in you to share about their lives like they've been knowing you forever.
So it's almost like therapy. Yeah, I think a lot of women go into a hair salon and they feel like also you're getting therapy because you're also sharing about yourself. I mean, how could you not? You're literally sitting in one spot, and there's a tendency of you wanting to talk, to connect with your hairstyler or a facial and trying to understand what's happening, for the service. So I love that. So what other services do you offer on top of a skin and hair? You were talking about sound baths, so you do that as well. And what other stuff do you do as well?
So I do natal charts, tarot reading, and then I do past life regressions too. So I've been doing this now for over 37 years. Yeah, so I was born with these gifts, like each individual was born with a present from God or whatever you believe in. I do Reiki. For example, like in this morning, one client came and she had a tooth pain, and then she says that her dentist injured her nerve endings and very, very sensitive, and she feels this discomfort every day. So I did the healing with Reiki, and Reiki is the divine energy that I apply to heal. And she had the vibroacoustic therapy too. And then after the session, she felt super well. That she said, "Oh, I forgot about I had this pain, this discomfort in my
That's
mouth."
awesome.
Yes.
That's so great. I mean, that you can offer relief for the person when they come to you.
Yes.
So it's more than just a service. It's like a wellness service almost.
Yes.
With everything that you are also including in the whole experience of them coming to you.
I'm a strong believer that any gift that you have, some people was born naturally very talented to sing, others to dance, others to paint, others to become a rocket scientist, whatever it is your gifts and talents are, you need to use it, because if you don't use it, you will waste it.
You will waste it, and not fully achieve your full potential in this life.
Yes.
So my podcast is all about also culture. So would you like to share a little bit with the audience? What's your background, and has that influence culturally?
My background is I was born in South Korea, but I grew up in the Caribbean islands. So I'm an island girl. I love the Caribbean. I love the warmth, and I just feel like sequence in my lifetime, someone tells me, okay, from where you came from, and I would say from this friendly universe. Like, even that I am half South Korean and half Japanese,
Yes.
my genetics, but I just feel like nationality, everything that has to do with race, with our religion and political tendencies or whatever it is, all that is just man-made. I call it first problem of the society. That is not really who we are. We are just human beings.
Yeah, we are
Souls
all
having a human experience.
human experience. Yeah, I love that the way you put it, because I think it transcends separate people from one another, when in reality I think a lot of us are just really trying to live our happy life, our more authentic life, doing the things that we love, things that make us peaceful.
So I just feel like, for example, city of Los Angeles or Angel City, this is a very diverse cultural place. I call it a global living room. This is literally the global living room, in where integration, cross-cultural exchange, everybody is a blend, it's a beautiful blend here. So we get to practice more understanding and try to be more compassionate, or to consider.
Do you think you're living your American dream?
My American dream is such an interesting question. I would say yes,
Yeah.
because I'm seeing a lot of contrast, variety, and diversity of so many experiences that is leading me to make my own conclusions here.
Okay, I love
to
that.
expand our consciousness.
Awesome.
And wherever you are at, your dream can be every single day when you are ready to go to bed at night and put your head in your pillow and ask to yourself, did I grow today? Did
Okay.
I grow today? Because we are here to learn about relating with other humans, with other souls, and to expand our consciousness. That's the only reason why we are here, because the most important aspect in our lives is relationships, how we relate with others,
Yes.
and to expand our consciousness. So that is what it's all about, and learn about what is love, what is the energy of love. Even that love sounds too overused, so people use it so lightly. But the energy of love is what happens if I remove the energy of love to myself or to anything, with people, with any person or family members or relatives or your home or whatever it is.
Okay, so in my podcast, I have a little challenge where I ask you the question of the last guest, and then you leave a question for the next one. So the question from the last guest was, if you could be a flower, which flower would you be?
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. So for me, flowers are the smiles of the planet Earth. My favorite flower is orchids.
So you'd be an orchid?
I will be an orchid.
Okay, that's lovely. I love that. Do you have a color, specific color you would be?
Oh, I love lavender.
What would be the question you would leave for the next guest?
My question is, what you are doing every day to foster the well-being of the humanity?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Yes, ask to yourself what you are doing every day to foster the well-being of the whole humanity.
I love that. So where can people find you, Jennifer? Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. But where can people find you?
And Bioorganica, bio as biology, bio with double O, bioorganicasalon.com.
Okay. And then your Instagram, I'll share the handle on the video as well as on the description. But that's the best website where they can find you. They can get an appointment with you, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I
awesome.
will be happy to. Okay,
Alrighty,
thank you.
well, thank you.
And
Has been a
peace.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
All right, guys, that has
Bye.
been all for today. Thank you so much for sharing with us and listening to this episode. Until next time. Thanks for listening to Siris Says. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and drop a like. Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more inspiring stories. Until next time, keep chasing those dreams.